up, mamas? Thank you so much for being here with us. Right now, for this session, we have Amanda Krill. She's a speaker and an author, and she's going to be talking about taming your chaos. And that is something that every single mom needs help with, I'm sure. Amanda, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
So you obviously are very goal-oriented and with your business and everything that you do. What is the importance of setting goals, do you think?
Well, it gives you something to push for is the number one thing. But back when I started my business, my main goal was to pay off the debt. I didn't really have anything after that. And I actually did an interview back right after I had paid off my debt. I don't think the entity even exists anymore, but it sticks with me that I said this because she asked me what was next, what my next goal was. And I said, I'm not going to set one because I feel like I set this goal for the debt to pay it off. And God took me somewhere even bigger and better than I had ever imagined. So I'm just going to see what happens, see where he takes me next. And nothing happened. Like I flatlined, went limbo, nothing was going on because I had no goal to work towards. It's like,
right.
It's kind of like that saying, God helps those who help themselves. I don't even know if it's actually in the Bible or whatever, but it really is true. You have to be like moving towards something, and then he expands all the possibilities and all these amazing things happen that you never dreamed of. I mean, I started out to pay my debt and ended up working with people all over the world. I've had clients in Australia. I had a client in Norway who actually flew me to Norway to speak at an event she was having, and then let me stay in her house in France. And another client had exchanged a website for a yoga retreat in a castle in Italy that I got to go to. And it was just like, all these crazy, awesome things have happened that I never would have planned for just because I had this one goal that I started working towards. So, but it's that goal and the moving forward towards it is what really opens the possibilities. When you're just sitting there waiting for God to bring something to you, it's like nothing's ever going to happen. Not ever, but it's easier for him to work in your life when you're moving forward. And then he's like, oh, hey, here's this. Oh, hey, here's this. And, otherwise you're just sitting on the couch doing nothing, waiting. So goals are important, very important.
Well, definitely. You got to take the first step and then to go from there. You talked about the difference between goals and dreams. What's the difference between those two?
So I feel like a goal is something that you are like making continual motion towards. And I think a lot of people get hung up in those things, in that motion because they're waiting for things to be perfect or waiting for themselves to be perfect or waiting for something to be perfect. And I want all women everywhere and dads too, they can be included in this, that it's imperfect action, moving forwards towards your goals that really takes you where you need to be. But the dreams are, I almost want to say like the bigger picture. Like at some point I have a dream of, actually I have a plan, actually I have a goal on this, but before yesterday, it was just a dream. I wanted to live in Scotland for at least 6 months before I turn 50, which is in like 5 years. So like that's been a dream of mine. And I decided to set a goal of the year I'm 49, I'm going to live in Scotland for 3 months. I also have had this dream of owning a building here locally in Defiance, Ohio for 5 years. Like I saw this building, fell in love with it. And I was just like, someday I'm going to own that building. And I don't know how, and it's not for sale. So I don't know what, and I don't know what I'm going to even do with it, but I'm going to own that building. And then in the last year, it's kind of turned into a goal of, I'm actually in the process of buying it, and I'm going to turn it into a co-working space for women here in Northwest Ohio. So it's like the dreams are like these bigger things that I want someday. And then at some point they turn into a goal, but you got to like think big to keep yourself moving forward.
I love that. I love that you have big dreams. I think that's so important. What is the difference that you've seen in yourself, not necessarily like physically, like starting your own business, but when you started setting goals, what differences did you see even within yourself and your confidence as well?
It definitely helps confidence to have a goal set that you're moving towards. And there are times when it like lowers your confidence a little bit because something didn't work out quite the way that you thought it would. But in general, it boosts it. It helps you be more bold. And that's my whole mantra, is just boldly go, and setting those goals, moving towards them with imperfect, actions, and doing it boldly in a way that it just empowers you. And I think the even bigger thing is that it empowers your kids, because they see you moving towards your goals, and it helps them learn how to set goals and learn how to move it towards them also. That's actually what my real goal about everything is, helping women understand how impactful they are on their children's lives. Like, they need to see you doing these crazy, bold, awesome things, because otherwise, how are they going to learn how to do it for themselves?
That's exactly what I was going to ask you, what the impact has been on your children. Do you have any stories of things that you've seen from them since you've been doing this?
I do. My oldest son, he was 3 when I started my business, and he's about to go off to college, which is the most heartbreaking thing that's ever happened to me. We just visited Georgia State University last week, and that's where he's going, which is 10 hours away. And it's the worst, but he's going to film school. And he wants to. And the other day he said to me, he's like, and I swear he said this, I'm not making it up, and it made me cry when he said it. He's like, you have to understand, like, I'm doing this. I'm going after this thing that I wanted to. And I started writing screenplays and stuff because I saw you writing. And if you can do it, why can't I do it? And I'm just like, oh, he got it. Oh my gosh. Like, it's the most exciting thing, because it's like I'm just trying to live it without like forcing it down their throats, but they see it, they really see it, and they're actually doing it. My daughter is 16, and she's an artist, and she's amazing. And she's painted murals on her bedroom wall. And she's like, the other day, she's like, I realize I don't think I can like work a real job. I'm going to have to start a business. And I'm like, let's do it. Like, it's so great. And then I
even have a building.
Exactly. I have a plan. Like, she's already going to paint a mural on it. And my youngest son is much more like his dad, who has left teaching. Actually, I left that out of the story. He left teaching because he hated it after he realized I was making a lot more money than he realized I was making. So he is a construction guy now. He does, home construction for people. And my youngest son is much more like him than like me. But he just started a woodworking business. Like, he just started his Etsy store 3 days ago. So it's like, it's so exciting to see them, do things on their own within their own personality and what they're good at. But like, they're not afraid. They just put the stuff out there, and it's like, oh, it's so exciting.
I love that. That is so cool. I feel like that's like every mom's dream, is to hear their children say that, like, I saw you do it, so I can do it too, That makes you feel so good. That's so awesome. I love that. So what would be your number one takeaway when it comes to taming the chaos for moms?
Well, I really want all moms to understand that you're never going to get rid of the chaos. There's no way to get rid of it. It's just always going to be there. But you have to continually make forward motion in spite of it. Do what you can. Like, I have the morning ritual that I do to kind of set the tone for the day. Try to keep the house decluttered just because it takes away stress. Setting goals, using a planner, all of these things are designed to help you tame the chaos. But like I said, there's always going to be some element of it, but you have to keep moving forward. You have to keep taking imperfect action. Stop waiting for everything to be just right. Stop waiting for things to be, everything to be, like, I guess the way I want to say it is, we all have this thing in our head. Like, when I was going to have kids, I said, I don't want to have kids until this, and this are in place. Didn't happen. Like, those things are like never going to happen. Like, you just have to jump in and figure it out along the way and not hold yourself back. I actually have a perfect story on this. A friend of mine, I went to college with her, and her daughter just went off to college last year. She's alone. Her husband left and whatever. I don't know what's going on with that, but like, she's alone right now. She kind of lives near people, that have been with her for the last 20 years, friends, close friends and whatnot. But she was looking online and found some sanctuary, actually in Utah, where you are, that is hiring people. It's like an animal sanctuary. And she saw it, and she's like, this is my dream job. I have wanted to be in this place and work at that place for so many years. but I'm too scared. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is the perfect time in your life to go after that thing. And she's like, but I can't leave like these people who have been close to me all these years. And I'm like, they're still going to be there. This is what Zoom is for. Like, you can still talk to people. God put that right in front of you. You saw it. Why would you not at least apply? Like, go for it. And it's that making excuses and finding ways to not go through with the things that God's obviously putting right in front of your face, that I think that's where a lot of us are falling short. Like, we need to, you're going to have your chaos, keep moving forward, even with it, but go after these things that are crazy and awesome, but have been things that you've always wanted to do.
That's so awesome. Would you say part of the motivation is not having regrets towards the end of your life? And you're like, I wish I would have done this and this.
Absolutely. And that's a really good example for the building that I'm buying. It's been a long road and it's a beautiful place, but it's been gutted, and it's going to take me well over $100,000 to actually get the whole building ready and going again. And there have been points along the way where I'm like, this is too scary. I can't do this. I don't know how I just can't do this. But then I wait like 10 minutes and I'm like, if I don't do this, I am going to regret it for the rest of my life. I know it's just a building, but like, I'm in love with it. And I've known since the moment I saw it that it was going to be mine. And this is my opportunity. And if I don't take it, I'm going to be kicking myself for the rest of my life. So that's a real motivator for me, is the whole regret thing, for sure.
Ooh, I love that. I think you are such a good example of going after what you want and doing it with a smile on your face. You seem so happy and cheery. I absolutely love it. So the theme of our conference is Confessions of an Imperfect Mother. So do you have a personal story of something you can share where you felt less than perfect of a mother along this journey of yours?
Absolutely. I mean, the whole running of the business has made me feel like a bad mom, because I've not prioritized it by any means. I mean, they're all along the way. If the kids needed something, I drop what I'm doing and I do what they need done. But I also feel like when they think of me, it's with a laptop in front of my face and like the glow of the laptop on my face. And I don't, I've always felt like I could have been a better mom. I could have been a more nurturing mom. I could have, just, there's all kinds of things that you second guess about the way that you did things. But, there's no perfect mom. So, I have to just like do what I can every day. And when there's a point where I realize I should have done that better, then I try to just do it better the next time and not beat myself up too much about it. And they're all teenagers now, and like they aren't bad, like the worst people. So I think I probably
you're like, I did something right.
I must have done at least a little bit of it right. So yeah, I mean, it's hard being a mom, though. It's really hard. And you always are going to compare yourself to everybody around you. But, you got to do your thing and do it the way you were built to do it. So
I love that. And I think that's a perfect way to end this. No mom is perfect. You just try your best and then try even better the next day. I like that you said that. You're like, if I did something wrong today, I'll try better tomorrow. I think that's such a good message. Amanda, you are absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for being here with us. If some of the listeners or viewers want to get more information from you, where can they go to get that?
Well, my website is justboldlygo.com. And I'm everywhere on all the socials as /Amanda Krill, just Amanda Krill. So I'm all over the place. So you can find me pretty easily.
Okay, perfect. Amanda, thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.